Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Line Cruise on Nile TV. And dear viewers, Hwar Unit at Egypt's Dar al-Ifta is a special department established in 2015 to respond to people's psychological inquiry questions. The unit have recently developed its work and extend the outreach with the audience who come in person to meet scholars and talk about all their questions. Women and girls issues represent a big part of this unit's work. And in this contest, dear viewers, to know more about this initiative, we are honored to host Heba Salah, researcher and interpreter at Egypt's Dar al-Ifta. Very good day, and it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure too. Thank you, Rana.
Would you shed light on more details about Hwar Unit and your work with women and girls?
Yes. First of all, I'm happy to be here with you in this special day. Hwar Unit, or Dialogue Unit, it was established in 2015 mainly to address the creed issues or aqidah issues and the most burning questions that occupy the minds of youth and every member of the family. And to some extent, some people feel free or feel shy to ask these questions and come up and speak their minds. So Hwar Unit is addressing these issues and open its doors for receiving these questions in person and have long sessions with people who are visiting the unit to have a dialogue. You know that we are establishing the culture of dialogue. We miss in most of our homes and among the members of the same family, the culture of dialogue is not to that extent present in the family. So we are trying our best to bring this to focus and address especially parents that dialogue is the best way to have a stable and balanced relationship with your kids, with your children, even with the other in general who is different from other faiths inside the circle of our connection or in general. Recently, last August, we have started some developments in the unit. We are trying to expand the activities to include women issues as well, because through the time we were receiving people and discussing questions and helping them get through their psychological crisis, we discovered that most families suffer what we call domestic violence. And I coined a term, I called it silent domestic violence. Even when my daughter or my son have an issue and come to me to discuss it, I just say to him, don't talk about this anymore. This is a taboo. Don't mention this. So this is some sort of silent domestic violence. So this question will find another way. The boy or the girl will keep searching for another way to get the answer for their question. So we are trying to teach parents, number one, parents, how to open your heart and listen to your children. Second, we are addressing violence or the physical violence committed against women, like beating or depriving women the right of education or whatsoever, because we are seeing a rise in the number of women who come and say, I'm suffering from such and such and such and such. All these are classified under violence. So we have started to interact and expand the activities by including and make some sort of integration between the Sharia science, the Islamic law science, natural science, social science, and talk to specialized people by referring some issues, because not all the questions are religious, by the way. After discussion and after so many meetings, we discovered that the problem has a psychological background, or the problem needs to be addressed from a social perspective. So this is in a nutshell what we are doing in Hwar Unit.
Yes, Dr. Heba, since we are approaching the all-important COP27 summit to be hosted in Sharm el-Sheikh, when we talk about hiwar or dialogue, uh, what do you think that females, I mean women and girls, should do in a dialogue when it comes to preserving the environment and fighting global warming, climate change, especially that you know, our religion, the religion of Islam, encourages the protection of environment.
Sure. I think every member of the family has a responsibility to shoulder. But when it comes to women and girls, mothers and daughters, I think the issue starts from raising awareness. I have to start talking and open a channel of dialogue, presenting the term itself. What is development? What should I do? How Islam supports this? Because if we come to review the 17 goals, and by the way, over the last few weeks we had an international conference at Egypt's Dar al-Ifta. It was titled Fatwa and the Sustainable Development Goals. So we were addressing the role of religion in supporting these goals, and in supporting the idea of integration between what is going on in the world around us and the role of religion, including women and empowering women. So me as a mother or as a sister, I have to raise my children and to raise my daughters that, for example, one of the goals of the Sustainable Development Goals supports that everyone should have or has clean water, to reach to clean water or clean sources of water, that to end poverty, that to achieve gender equality. So I think it's a responsibility to raise awareness on these concepts. I cannot change something until I understand it very well. So it's a responsibility for the mother or the father, by the way, the entire family, to raise children on the principles or the core principles of the religion, and teach them that Islam supports humanity in general. Because in my opinion, the 17 goals of the Sustainable Development Goals are addressing the human being. It comes in the best interest of the human being, with a special focus on women. They use in the goal number 5, achieve gender equality. But when we come to Islam, we should achieve gender equity. As we say, adl, not musawa. So we have gender equity. If I have a daughter has 17 years old and I have a 7 years old, do the need of the one who is in adulthood equal to the one who is still a child under 10? So if I give the adult one or the one in the teenager, for example, 20 pounds, she needs 20 pounds. If I give the daughter is 7 or still a child the same, so this is injustice. So but if I give the little one 10 pounds and the adult one is 20, this is equity, this is adl, and this is the principle of Islam. So I have to teach them that Islam supports cleanliness, support to be careful when we are, as we are sitting here in the beautiful nature, that we have to teach them that this is the creation of God and you have to treat them as if you are treating yourself. So what love for the nature, what you love for yourself.
Could you please tell us about the frequently asked questions you receive in general and from women in specific, please?
The most frequently asked questions differ from age to age. From children have their own world, have their own imagination, like, where is God? Does he see me? Does he hear me? How can I see him? If I did something wrong, will he punish me? So if he punishes me, what will be the punishment? This is the questions that come, most frequently questions that come from children, the kids, out of their imagination. And by the way, it is wrong if parents disregard or ignore answering these questions. A parent can answer through a dialogue. A dialogue with a child can be the answer. Even I don't give him a direct answer. If I say, God in the heaven, in the sky, this is an answer that will open more discussion with the kid or with the child. So I think it's not a shame if you, as a parent, don't have the ability to answer these questions, is to seek the knowledge from those who are specialized, to come to us at Hiwar unit. When we come, when we come to the people in teenagers, most of the teenagers have questions about the philosophy of why should I believe in a certain religion. When in Islam, when the girls starts or reaches the age of puberty and start telling them that hijab is obligatory and such, we are discussing the issue of hijab, for example. This is from the girls. And from the parents, the most frequently asked question is, there is a gap between the father and mother and the child. The child who is adult now, he is above 20, need to have his own world, need to have his own life. So the parent is feeling that there is a gap in communication. How should I, as a parent, should communicate with my son or my daughter who refuses to communicate in the first place?
Dr. Heba, you in person have an initiative named Noon Hiwar, or Noon Dialogue,
Yes.
or End Dialogue, I mean.
Yeah.
Tell us please about that initiative.
Yes, as for the title or the name of the initiative, 3 years ago I launched a personal initiative. I called her in Arabic أصواتهن للسلام, Women's Voice for Peace. So through the 3 years, or within the event of these 3 years, I started to notice that, as I just said, that there is a gap, or the culture of dialogue is messed inside the family or the Egyptian family. So I thought to address this issue in a separate initiative, and through what we have been working over the last year was dialogue or Hiwar unit at Dar al-Ifta', I started to collect some ideas and cases to make a focus or mention. So I thought to have the Arabic letter of the word أصواتهن, Noon, which refers to women in Arabic. So, and have this Noon, or this letter, or this N, to address the role of women in the field of dialogue. I noticed that the most thing that might hurt a woman or a wife is that to mute her voice. You don't have an opinion. I'm the man, so I'm the one who is qualified to make all the decisions of the family, and you just have to comply and fulfill what I'm saying. So I'm starting to raise awareness through Noon al-Hiwar or through End Dialogue, just to promote the idea of that dialogue is the right of every person, a man or woman or even a child, to raise our children, how to open a safe space, how to provide our children in the family with a safe space to express their opinion. And if the opinions I'm hearing as a parent is not up to my expectations, I have to learn or to teach the child what is right and what is wrong through a dialogue. This enhances self-confidence for the children, and it removes the barriers between the father and mother. Once a child told me that I have never seen my father smiling at my face. All the time he is doing like this, and by the time I'm trying to have fun with him, I feel scared whether he will accept it or not. This is something that parents don't understand, that a smiling face is a language of hiwar or dialogue. So this is in a nutshell what Noon al-Hiwar is about, and what we are going to do in the coming days, inshallah.
What is the main activities of the initiative, Heba?
The main activities is I'm targeting youth. I'm targeting youth at university, because this is, in my opinion, this is the category that needs
different universities or Al-Azhar University.
Different universities. because this is the age that you miss the idea of حوار most, because they are in between. They're just coming from ثانوية عامة and starting the college life. They will finish and go for the professional life, establishing a family. So I think this is the most category that needs to have these phases of حوار or dialogue, in my opinion. So we are holding events. We started a week ago. We launched the official launch of the initiative at Shabab magazine in Al Ahram. So we have many activities with them before, and the first event for Noon Al Hawar was with them. I met a group of youth from the first year of Shuru Academy for Media. They were very active, and they were very enthusiastic about the goals of the initiative. Especially girls were very interested in participating. We have something to target the social media audience. We have an official page of the initiative on Facebook, and we don't forget the written content. We are working also in written content, and it will be compiled in a book by mid-March, next March, inshallah.
Dr. Heba, so in a nutshell, would you share an advice with us to women, men, youth, and even young children on how to promote dialogue, especially that we are in a world today where everybody, or almost everybody, is very attached to his or her cell or laptop or whatever, or what,
yes,
you know. So I mean, the world is different from where it used to be. I mean, sometimes even the dialogue is through the social media. Sometimes, you know, members of the same family might have a dialogue on social media. I mean, this is how crazy the world is today.
Yes.
So would you give an advice to all concerned parties?
There is something which is contradictory. We say socialize on social media. How can I socialize and it is a virtual world? So my advice can be summed up in the 3 R's: respect, read, and regard. Respect the other, read if you cannot understand something, and regard your steps when you come to converse and have a dialogue with others. The 3 R's in a nutshell. Yeah.
Heba Salah, researcher at Egypt's Dar al-Ifta. Thank you very much for joining us in today's episode.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your informative knowledge. We wish you good luck and all success, of course, in your initiative.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. That's my pleasure.
This was the segment of Nile Cruise. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. We'll be back again.